Welcome to M&M Feedlot. My name is Darin Mann. I'm the third generation in the Mann family to own and manage M&M Feedlot and Mann Farms. My grandpa first settled this area in 1947, and my father returned to help him in the early 1970s. I also grew up and was raised on this farm, and I returned to farm alongside my father in 2002. Over the last 7 years, my wife and I have had a wonderful opportunity to raise our children here back in my hometown. One of the things we do here at M&M Feedlot is we take replacement heifers from local dairymen. We receive them at 6 months of age and they weigh approximately 400 pounds. We raise them up until they're about 12 months old, in which we breed them. After they are confirmed pregnant, they continue the gestation process until the Springer heifer is ready to return back to the dairy. Once the heifer returns to the dairy, she freshens, the dairyman milks the Springer heifer, and the baby calf is returned back to us to raise a new heifer. And one of the biggest concerns and perceptions about most dairies and feedlots is the odor surrounding the facilities. One of the things that we've done here at M&M Feedlot is we have built scrape alleys and back fences right behind the manger where the cows eat. This is where most of the manure is deposited in the corral, and then we scrape or vacuum those alleys at least 2 or 3 times a week, constantly removing the majority of the manure from the corral on a continual basis. And this manure is stockpiled into compost rows and goes through the composting process. The rest of the corral is then continually cleaned year-round, always removing the manure from the corral. So there's no buildup of manure, and then also what this does is it removes the environment where the flies are able to lay their larvae or their eggs and able to increase the fly population. Well, not only are we feedlot owners, but we also farm as well. And as a farmer, we would apply this manure to our fields, and being stewards of the land, we didn't want to get the nitrate and the nutrient levels too high in our soil. And so we continually had to truck our manure further and further away, which got to be very expensive. And so we thought of ways to reduce that cost, and that's where compost started fitting into our operation. So we now compost all the manure on site, and it takes a mass of manure of this size and shrinks it down to a very small, stable product that you're able to transport long distances and far away. And so thus we are able to apply our manure in a large geographic area as opposed to just close proximity to the feedlot. One of the benefits we've seen is a financial benefit. We no longer have to have the enormous expense of hauling our manure to fields in the area. Another benefit has been environmental issues. It's been a huge reduction in the amount of odor at the feedlot. And the other one is an animal welfare benefit. Composting allows us to clean our corrals on a yearly basis all the time, as opposed to once in the fall and once in the spring. And it keeps the corrals really clean, which helps animal health, and it helps the animals to grow better. There were some challenges to overcome even from the beginning. Compost isn't necessarily just a science, it's an art as well, and it takes a creative balance to get the right amount of nitrogen, carbon, oxygen, and moisture into the compost rows in order to make a good quality product. And that took quite a bit of trial and error to get the right batches made and the right consistency and methodology of how we're going to add water, and getting the right equipment and tools in place in order for us to make a good product. One thing that I did do to further my learning is I did visit some other compost facilities, and Washington State University, through their extension agency, has a wonderful composting school that they put on each fall that I attended last year, and it really helped educate me on how to be a better compost maker. Start small and just grow at a pace that you can manage. To get too big and not be able to manage it and then not make a quality product, it doesn't do you any good. It's better to stay small and grow gradual and make sure that the quality of your product maintains high quality.